we have really kind of an amazing story here of a man who was walking on air, not just because he lost 180 pounds. We sent Jeff Glore to meet a guy who had always wanted to skydive, but he couldn't because he was so overweight. You're going to see his remarkable year-long quest to jump out of a plane on his 33rd birthday coming up in just a moment. And we thought we'd drop Jeff out of an airplane as well.
And it didn't work. He's still here.
Up next, he calls himself the Flying Fat Guy.
Yeah, how about that for a moniker?
A little turn here, but that's not an accurate description anymore. The inspiring story of a man who lost more than 180 pounds in order to jump out of a perfectly good plane. This is The Early Show on CBS. Welcome back. In this morning's Health Watch, his weight plunged, then so did he. 2/3 of the U.S. population, hundreds of millions of Americans are overweight and find it very tough to lose those extra pounds. But Jeff Glore has one very unique success story for us this morning.
Unique indeed, Chris. Yeah, you mentioned how so many people struggle with their weight. Well, this was an extreme case, and Gary Holm came up with an extreme inspiration.
I've been a big guy most of my life.
For as long as he can remember, 33-year-old Gary Holm has been severely overweight.
Currently, I weigh about 380.
To the point where friends begin worrying about his future.
He was going to be dead by 40 from a heart attack or something, honestly.
But it wasn't just Gary's health that was in jeopardy. So was his lifelong dream, skydiving. For safety reasons, the extreme sport comes with a weight limit, which Gary far exceeded. So 1 year ago, he took on an extreme challenge.
A year from this moment, I really hope to be jumping out of a plane.
That meant he had to lose 145 pounds in 12 months.
Look, if that's what motivates me to get healthy and lose weight, then damn it, I'll jump out of an airplane. It's the Flying Fat Guy.
To keep himself in check, Gary began a blog.
17 followers on the blog?
Allowing friends and family to follow his journey.
You wanted him to be healthy.
Of course, absolutely, because we want him around. He's a great guy.
I'm officially down 23 pounds.
By making better eating choices every single day and by exercising 3 to 4 times a week, Gary was shedding pounds quickly.
So tomorrow morning when I do my official weigh-in, I think I'll be down 65 pounds.
And in 1 year, his new lifestyle yielded remarkable results. Gary dropped more than 180 pounds.
Oh my God! Where's the rest of you?
As promised, on his 33rd birthday, Gary traveled to Las Vegas to celebrate with his friends.
I'm fatter than you.
And prepared to jump out of an airplane.
So 12 hours away. 12 hours. Are you surprised at how much you lost? It's insane to me, but it's just my body was just done. It's like, let's get rid of this fat because we don't need this.
219.4 pounds.
It's all gear.
Now well below the weight limit, Gary was finally ready to skydive.
I'm so ready for this.
And we joined him. At jump altitude, 15,000 feet, the temperature was a bone-chilling 25 degrees below zero. But there was no time for second thoughts now. Before we knew it, we were plunging from a plane, descending at 120 miles an hour. In less than a minute, the free fall was over. The parachute deployed. Gary was overjoyed. Everyone was.
Unreal. Oh, that was amazing. That was so awesome.
You feel like you can't breathe, but you can, and you're just like falling out of an airplane.
Gary's year of healthy living had finally paid off.
Wow.
By leaving out all the bad stuff, he was able to fit in something far more important, his long-term health, and on this day, a lifelong dream.
Oh my goodness.
Talk
about exhilarating.
He's such an inspiring guy. He's such a nice, sweet, compassionate guy, and he had such great friends. It was just kind of cool to be there and just to get to know him over a course of a couple days. One thing, when you look at the actual skydive, it's interesting. You know, and Gary said the same thing after. When you look at from the camera, it looks like you're kind of just not really falling, like you're almost floating. When there's another camera at the same level as you. You are dropping like a rock. You are dropping like a rock, and when that first blast of air hits you, it is stunning. It's exhilarating. It's just this visceral thrill.
I think it's amazing that he was able to lose the weight as quickly as he did in 1 year's time. I mean, that is, to do that the way he did it with working out and a change in diet is pretty miraculous to begin with.
But what's most impressive about it for me is that there's no fad or crash diet here for Gary. And I watched him over a couple days. It's every meal making smarter choices, one by one. And that means when you make a sandwich, instead of mayo, he put on vinaigrette. He said he still goes out to eat. He goes out to eat a lot. But when he goes out to eat, he doesn't eat things soaked in butter and cheese. And it's making those decisions every day over a long term.
It is.
And then slowly it does become habit, which makes it a little easier. But it's that, you know, we talk about it so much. It's a lifetime struggle that you just have to one day say, I'm ready for it. What's amazing is not only how different he looks. He looks fantastic. His voice changed.
A couple of his friends said that. His voice definitely sounds different than it did before.
How was it for you jumping out of that plane? That's one heck of a stand-up.
It was amazing. The cold was the thing that maybe shocked me the most.
You were talking to us about your fingertips for a week.
Losing feeling in your fingertips. 25 degrees below zero, and you're talking about a wind chill of 120 below, because that's what speed you're falling at. So it was awesome.
Gary, you're an inspiration.
Good stuff.
Great inspiration.
Really good stuff. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. You're watching The Early Show here on CBS, on terra firma. I'm not jumping out of airplanes around here. There he is. Our champion skydiver, Jeff Glor. There you are, big fella.
I loved it. And you can't see this right now, but in a second we'll show you Jeff's face. Just keep watching his face there. His face sitting on the couch is nearly the same as the one when you see the jump. Change. Every time you see that jump that you did, you just sort of, you light up and you get this smile like the wind is blowing your cheeks back.
It was such a blast. It was such an intense, great experience. And I mean, I'll remember it forever. And also remember, you know, the guy we did the story on, Gary Holm, who lost all that weight in such an inspiring way. And he's been able to keep it off now, and we hope he does in the future, but just a great guy.
He just seems like an incredible person.
Our advice to the people at home, just don't jump out of a perfectly good plane unless you have a perfectly good reason.
Don't do it anytime soon ever again. We need you here.
Stuff.
Have a great day, everyone. Your local news is next.